Hello and welcome along to another video. So in the last one we got the pier all sorted. I still need to do some little details on it, but the starting of this one I want to just get in, really start building straight away. So what I've done beforehand, if you look up you can see a column of scaffolding and we're going to get up there. So we're going to do a nice little elevator up. I've already done this because what we want to make is, I mentioned it in the last one, we're going to make a gunpowder farm. Now, the best thing is, all these caves underneath, they're not going to be lit up. So we're going to need to do something up in the sky. And I figure the best place to do it is around here. If I do it tall and then up there, I think this is all not hollow. So I'll be okay. I might have to look into it in a different save and see if there is any caves and then get them lit up. But I figure, while looking at path designs, doing it at my trading hall, doing it in this area is probably going to be the better option. I'm at one of the tallest points up here, and then up there, and then it'll go up in the sky. And then the next step is to go one up and three out. So we've got one up. And this design is it's a tweak on one from someone called They6 on YouTube. Their version, you put leaves on the top. It's not something that I'm going to do with this one. I just find the one that I'm doing is a little bit more to my liking. But I think that's the whole thing about like redstone and things like that. And especially what I'm trying to do in this world is learn a little bit more and look into things a little bit more rather than just take what someone did and then do it all. I know I did that with the pirate ship, don't at me, but things like this, when it's designs like this, I think tweaking that is a little bit easier than tweaking like a full-blown design of something that's decorative. So we're going to go 3 across on all this and then get that filled in and then do one last step. I will probably put a bubble vator or something up to get to here if I'm not flying in, because the main reason for this gunpowder farm is for rockets for my wings and then, gunpowder as well. So we have this in, we've got the main chute up, and we now have our platform. So the next step, you can see just here, I've already started. Now this is where I think the design starts to differ a little bit, but it's to go across all here with an extra one. So let's get these all in. And then the next step that they had was just putting water across on this. Now to me that was a little bit inefficient because these would still be spawnable for things. So to prevent that, what I'm going to do, as you can see I already got this one in, is this is why I have a stone cutter with me. I will pop it down. We'll do it because I want to try and get this all built out of just stone stairs, and then if I can get them placed like this all across, that makes it a non-spawnable block, and then that makes it just that little bit more efficient, because then once we do the next step you'll see why it's better to have these as non-spawnable. I know what you're thinking, well, if you're just putting water in, why not do slabs? Well, the thing is, we're going to need to build an infinite water source to show this off. But there's a couple of extra bits we need to put in first. So I just need to pop a couple of blocks there. These are just temporary. A couple of gates, and we'll just leave them closed for now so I don't keep falling through. I will have to remember if I'm going down or up to open them, and then when the farm's actually fully built to open them. And then we just need to build an infinite water source. So I do mine like this. I know some people do a 4x4, but I just prefer doing it like this. And then let's move that there and that there. Because in the original design that I saw, the water was going from here out. Whereas in what I like to do is I like to do the water from these ones. So that is going to be a problem. We start doing water from these ones. So if I just pop another one in here, And just take a couple more. We waterlog the stairs. And then if I just get one more water, I'm going to do that quite a bit, I think. And that's just because we saw flare up. You waterlog the stairs. You don't get the water falling down on this side, so you don't have to deal with falling water. But then you're still going to get where you need to be with the dropping of water. So you have these in the way so that when you have the water going down on these, it blocks off. Otherwise, the water would be hitting here, and then it just makes it less efficient. So it's going to take a little bit of time for me, but let's get all this water in around the sides now. So now we have it all layered up. So you can see when the creepers drop down, they're going to end up in this hole. So this is the next step. We're going to get the first layer in for it. Now, what you want to do with this first layer is just bring it out, you know, if you don't go too far, pretty much out to either side. If I have it remembered right, actually, yeah, I need to take this one out. Pretty much to where this bit is, so if any creepers fall down on this side, they hit, and then they go down. And then how I want to do it, let me just see if I can get some of these down. Is you then want to go one up on every other one. And then break each of these ones down. And then, just like we did to the edge of here, we want to go to the edge of here. So you want to go like that all across. Once you've done that, you should have something that looks a bit like this. So this is the first layer. Now, what we want to do is we do actually want to get some trapdoors in. But the first thing, because you can always do the trapdoors later, is get another layer like this sorted. Now, you do this layer 3 above. So the easiest way I find of doing this is just doing like we did to get this first layer in. So just go all the way across, and then you just go one down. Now, this is where the genius of this farm actually comes in play. So the way that this farm does, it makes spawning, like, creepers can spawn in this area, because when we put trapdoors along here, it stops zombies and skeletons spawning, because they're 2 blocks tall. Whereas creepers are just that little bit smaller, and that you can't get them in. So this means that creepers can spawn anywhere on these these platforms. The genius of it is, most of the old creeper farms you had to worry about spider spawning, because spiders can spawn on like 2 wide blocks. This stops that. Well, I think it's like a 4x4. I think spiders can spawn on, but this stops that from happening because it's 1 wide. You know, even though there's a 2 wides across here, I think because it's a 4x4 that spider spawn, it prevents it. So it means that only creepers can spawn on these platforms. I think that's brilliant. That is a stroke of genius. Whoever, like, when this was invented. So then, let's get the rest of these in. So what we want to do is, once we've got this row in, we will start to trapdoor it up. So let's come back with this full and with some trapdoors. I'm just in a creative version of the world because I did some changes to the creeper farm just to make it more efficient. As you can see, we get quite a few in there. And after an overnight AFK session using these campfires, if I click right, you can see we've got some here and a foldable chest with a hopper behind. So, you know, what I've done is actually made it a bit more efficient. And you can swap between slabs and the campfires. So if you want a more manual one, using looting sound, get a bit of experience so that you can repair tools, you know, all well and good, and then kill a few and then just swap them out for campfires. But have I made it more efficient? So going up, so like I said, this is just a creative version of the world. You can see a couple dropping in there. Now, thanks to what I've got in, the pathfinding of the creeper works a little bit better. So we've got trapdoors on the ends, which we did have before, but now we have a glass pane and another trapdoor. So when you look, in theory, these are all connected, but there's enough of a gap there for the creeper to fall down. But the pathfinding of the creeper makes it think it can reach here, but it can't. I don't think it had this on the original design, but you know, with this many layers, it does spawn the creepers a lot more and a lot better. So when you do see them coming on, they do pop on, and once they figure it out, they walk across and fall down. Like that. But with this many layers, it will be quite efficient. And one of the good things about this, it is tileable. So what I could potentially do is add this out another one here, maybe another one like here, and another one here. Each one of these, just put another platform underneath to get a drop in the middle here. And then, you know, the more you put in, the more efficient it'll be, the more rates you'll get, the more creepers you'll get dropping. And then the more gunpowder you need. I mean, that's if I want it to be over efficient. After a few, like an 8-hour overnight AFK session, getting that many was good. I don't need much more than that because I just need fireworks. As you can see, I have crafted up some flight duration 3s. So the longest rockets with the amount that I've got here, you know, I thought I'd go expensive and a bit posh. But because I've got this sorted now, it's the one good thing about being in creative sometimes, like in a creative world, you can actually see how far it is with the render distance. Realms doesn't have this good one. But I'm going to go back over there to the island, gather some materials, and we're going to go on an adventure. So, here we are, back again in the nether. This isn't even the nether, it's the end. But what we want to do is we want to get up here and throw one of our ender eyes. So we can go to the faraway lands, to the end cities, get ourselves some shulker shells, and more importantly, get ourselves our wings. So the first thing, I want to make sure that I don't look any of these endermen in the eyes. Don't want to be dealing with that. And then as I'm going, just try and find a good way. Might as well take some of these chorus roots as well. Don't you? Oh! Good. That is good. That is good. The first thing I see spawning of this is an end ship, so we can get our wings definitely from this one. Let me get a couple of bits together ready. Looting sword for the shulkers and the shield ready as well. Doesn't look like it's the biggest one, but it will be big enough to get a first few shells. I think this trip is just going to get the first one out of the way, and maybe a backup pair of wings, and then I might do a full end busting session or something like that on a stream. But this is just to get those first ones. So let's kill some shulkers and get our wings. Ah! Oh, the shells dropped. Did they go in the void? I don't think they did. Oh, I nearly forgot to press shift. But let's slowly make our way this way. And I should hopefully get hit by a bullet, which will let me lean up to there. Should. Don't want to look back at myself. I hear you. Oh, after all that? No, it didn't. Right. we'll just cut our way in. There we go. We will pop the way. I need that back. We have our wings. Drop. Oh, and then let's just pop them on. We have our wings. That is all that I really mainly wanted to come here for, so that's good. I'm going to spend some time. I'm going to do a little bit more busting and get a few more things, because I think 14, it'll be 7 shulker boxes. I'll probably aim for a stack and then maybe one more pair of wings. Then we will go back to the island and then start doing our preparing for the main project. So we are here. We are doing this project. We are doing the blacksmith smithy area. I've done a design in a creative world, which I am quite happy with. It means I do have to take a little bit away from here. But overall, it's a nice little area. I've took a little bit of inspiration from the original Fable for this one, and the if you remember it, if you've played it, the Knothole Glade, and that kind of blacksmith area. And you know, like Fable 2, that one where it's a kind of more open kind of area. That's where I've took inspiration from this. But the first thing I want to do is let's just get the blueprint of the area laid out. I start here, and then I do my usual 5 apart. There, that's how far it'll come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's go back again. There's one of them. There's another one, because this back area is gonna have like a little bit of like ore storage in the kind of look for it. And then I'll go 5 across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of this. And let's just match these ones up here. Alright, so this will give you a better idea of the kind of layout that I'm going for. So it's kind of not much now, but it's basically like 2 lots down the side, 1 lot that goes across, and another lot. So it's like 2 little outlets, 1 in there, 1 in there. It'll look better if I put the structure up and put a roof on it. So let me do that now. So you can see here the style of roof that we're going for, similar to the building over there. That style of roof with the nice pointed in and arched. Now, I've extended this out 1 extra one as well, because I think it's going to look a little bit nicer with a little bit more of a courtyard feel in here. Even though everything's going to be out in the open, I think it's going to look a little bit nicer. Like that, the path going in, and then the whole blacksmith area around it. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do this the same on this side over here. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So what it's going to be is it's going to be like 2 individual buildings, and then over time, like the kind of story of it, over time, they've actually connected the 2 together here. So then it'll just be like one building, and then an alleyway across, and then this is how they've got it all connected. So I think that's going to make it look a little bit better than rather than just something like we had over there where it's just one just going all the way across. You know, I might do a couple of different blocks or something in the middle just to change it up to make it look like there's new. You know, like they've worked on it since, you know, like the island's ever changing and ever evolving. But let's get these up and let's get the basic roof in. Yeah, so hopefully we can get a better idea now that I've put these in where we're going to look. So the next thing is I'm going for, much like this building over here, a spruce roof on there. And then what we'll do after we've put the roof in, we will frame it on this side, in and around. So then you get a better idea of the area that we're working with. So let me go and get some spruce, and then we will fill in the roof, and I will be back after that. Right, so we've got the outer shell and floor put in, and what I've done is bit of lighting everywhere. We've got some little supports in, and you can see where we're kind of going with this. So what my plan is gonna be, you know, like this area is gonna be like a stall area. We're gonna have one area where we can do our furnaces, will be like normal furnaces and blast furnaces for the ores. A little area over here for like the smithing table and our armor trims, because as you know, we just got our first armor trim a little bit ago when we went to the end, so we might potentially put that on. And then this area over here is going to be like the forge area. I'm going to put in like a forge here. As you can see, I've got some magma for it. And then over here, you know, like maybe some anvils, maybe some grindstones. And then we'll just decorate the place so it gives it a look. Gives me the whole area that I need for like a blacksmithy area. Anything that I need to do, I can do it over in this side. So the first thing I want to do, let's get the forge put in. So the forge I want to put here. Now I'm thinking, let's pop it in here. So we've got a nice little 9x9 area. And then underneath one of them, and let's just do it in the middle, we'll put a campfire just for the smoke effects. So when you do cover it up, you still get the smoke coming through. Now, the smoke just about hits the top, if I don't stand on that, just about hits on the top of the, so I think that's going to be a nice little area. You come over, you can hear the sound of the forge, and then let's just pop in a little surround. So I mean, as much as I'd love it to be a full circle, I think this is going to be enough. One more out would be a little bit too much. And then let's just swap out this one, and that can be fine. And we'll put one here. And we'll go for cracked on these ones. So somewhat of the forge area there. I'll probably put a little bit of decoration in there. But I think the main thing that I want to do now is get the decoration sorted here, and then we want to make up some ore piles here. So the good thing about having silk touch, you know, you do get your ores. So let's just put some ores around. Let's clear these light sources and hide some while we do it. But I think I'm going to have a pile of coal, a pile of iron, pile of copper, and maybe, depending how much I've got, some gold. So let's just put some piles in, put in some decorations on all this side, and then see where we end up. And here we have it. I think it's pretty much done. You know, probably a little, like the other builds, little tiny details needed. But this is what I've come up with. So you can see, like, we did the forge, I think, in one of the last bits. We've just done a little bit of extras, a little bit of details there. Got a nice little entrance in, and I figured we'll do it into like two little areas. So we've got the shop called Fable Blades. Like I say, took inspiration from like the Fable game when I played it. You know, I really liked the idea of that outside blacksmith area. And then I've just got a place called Trim Corner. So this bit is just where the armor trim is going to live. So anytime we get another armor trim, we'll add it to this collection. And then we've got the smithing table right here for it. Even like the Netherite upgrade trim, which we'll eventually find. But from the outside, you know, we've got like a little statue, you know, like nice little opening area, a little bit of a garden with a little bit of like mowing lawn effects. Front of it, where the shop really is, a couple of bits on display. Then we've got kind of like the smithing area. So I've got my grindstones, I've got a couple of anvils, you know. So this is going to be a practical area for me as well. Obviously can't use anything there. Did the look of like a heat treat bath and a water bath as well. So like you're out of the forge, you've heated up your metal, straight in. You got your anvils as well, so it's a nice little area. And then the grindstones. And one thing that I like that I've just done here is I put some coral down so it went to dead coral, but it looks like it's kind of mounting up metal piles like from the grindstone, so the grinding off the material, grinding off the carbon and things like that. I think it's carbon anyway. and it just loads up just into like little piles there, which I think it would be where it would like gather. At the back we've got our mountains of ores that we can potentially use in the shop. Then we've just got like a little smelting area, so each one of these, they have hoppers underneath, so that, you know, each of the hoppers will just lead into the barrel. So it's not fully automatic, I do have to manually fill it, but it will automatically empty. So, you know, I can just dump a couple of things in and then run off. Just a little bit of decoration here. We've got another stone cutter just in case. But then we've just got, like, decoration of, like, logs and hay. You know, just little things that, you know, like, the blacksmith could just put in to heat up the forge. I think this looks really good. Like, I think, like I say, it's just missing probably just a couple of details here and there. But I think it's just a nice opener build that, again, just works. I feel like I'm getting good at this sort of close-up building where there's not much spaces. I do feel like this is where I'm kind of getting to shine a little bit in my building, where I can put little features in little areas to get it all sorted. So I really like how this has turned up. Again, kind of same design with like a stall design here, but I think I like how this is because we've got like a little square area here just off from the main square, little things, but I think it just gives it its own little character. Like here, it gives it its own nice little character, and I think what we're going to do just to end it is we're going to give it a little flyover for the whole island so you can see where we're up to for things. You know, let's go further up. So as you can see now, the areas are starting to fully come ahead. I mean, it's all good on a map every so often, but it doesn't beat actually seeing it all in person. And we've still got areas like this where it is blank, so we do have lots of areas where we can put in future for little things. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I will leave it there. Next one, I think we're going to do some little bits here and there, get it working where we can. But until next time, thanks for watching, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again.